Hey, where are your late night news?
Late night autism news from Mark and Michelle. Here we are in the newsroom. I'm Mark. I know, right?
Oh, sorry.
Dun, dun, dun. And this is
I'm Michelle.
And
We're funnier at night because we're night owls.
yeah, we are night owls. We always been night owls. So anyway,
Even 1 p.m. is too early.
Okay, for you maybe.
Yes.
Anyway, hey, there's one
Hey,
viewer.
we have someone.
We do. And we're here tonight. Our Facebook Live tonight is about healing autism. And we're going to discuss why it can be healed, right? Because people really need to know that. Autism, to me, and to most of you, is just a medical condition. If you think it's part of you, then don't try to get healthy, okay? Because if you do, then you're going to survive and you're going to be without your autism and you won't know what to do. All right. So
Go ahead. I don't know what you're talking about tonight.
Oh.
It's all science.
Okay. Healing autism. All right. Most people, I mean, generally we know this because we all go through science classes in school, but the body most definitely, hey, Amy, and the body most definitely has its own healing mechanisms.
Oh, it's Mark. Bernice, it's Mark and Michelle.
Yes. Oh, right.
Hi, Bernice.
How are you? So the body has its own ways to heal. Now, let me talk about the injuries in autism first. I mean, what I had to heal in me so you guys know, all right? Because you're going to see this in your kids as well. All right, first of all, number one injury, all right, this is how I list it, heavy metals, brain metals, okay?
And
now,
we think it's poison.
Brain metal, well, if you guys know the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, the reason he was crazy is because people who made hats back in Victorian times used mercury. No need to be sorry. People, I get called Mike all the time, Bernice. But people back in Victorian times, hatters, used mercury in making felt hats. Well, the mercury soaked through their skin, got in their blood system, got in their brain, and they appeared crazy. And so heavy metals, aluminum is another big metal in autism.
Also, Alzheimer's.
And Alzheimer's, and well, probably other things as well.
Yeah.
But so heavy metals, heavy metal intoxication in your body, in your brain, that is a big deal in autism. Hey, Teresa.
And I just want to say, it's not just autism. I mean, we can talk Alzheimer's.
Yep.
Depression.
Yep.
Bipolar.
Yep.
Help me out here. All these mental illnesses have a lot of mental issues.
Right. And so that would be one of the main injuries. Another injury is gut damage, right? If your gut gets damaged, hey, Teresa, how are you? And thanks for joining. If your gut is damaged, then it isn't processing food correctly. And like I was telling one of the people that I work with tonight, a lot of your immune system is located in your gut, and for good reason. Food has all kinds of bacteria and viruses in it. When you digest your food, your intestine, if it's damaged, isn't properly controlling viruses and bacteria in your food. So if it isn't, you're getting those viruses and bacteria and things like that in your bloodstream, in your body. You're getting an infection from your own food, right? Now, gut damage, another big deal in autism, all right? Streptococcus bacteria. In my experience, and I'll provide a little bit of science here, in my experience, I had a strep infection that caused my bad behaviors. And Michelle knows this because she experienced it and so did I. And when I treated myself for strep, those bad behaviors went away.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
All right.
So, wow.
Now,
it's a bacteria that's affecting your behavior.
Well, and I've seen scientific studies linking depression and incorrect gut bacteria being a direct cause of depression. Now, I can post that. I think I've actually posted it on our page before. But Streptococcus bacteria has been implicated in PANDAS.
PANDAS is viral. as well. It's all of that.
Well, but PANDAS is definitely linked with strep because you can find the scientific articles on that. So there's a viral component probably according to medical medium, right? So SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, right? That is almost always strep. There are probably other bacteria associated with it.
And they're antibacterial resistant strep.
Right, antibiotic resistant
That's it.
strep.
Yeah.
Antibiotic resistant strep. So you have to treat those differently. An antibiotic won't work, basically.
Right.
So we use what medical mediums suggest is cat's claw, zinc, colloidal silver. Anything else? Lysine. We use lysine.
That's for viral mainly, but viruses hang out with those
Right.
streppies.
But the cat's claw is definitely for strep.
It's for both.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Garlic too, raw garlic.
and garlic. I used to use raw garlic on gaps, and that worked as well. So strep is definitely linked with defiant behaviors, anger behaviors, and that type of thing.
Even violent.
Even violent behaviors.
If it's mixed with the metal.
Right. So and then a liver, an overtoxified liver. What that means is your liver is bogged down with so many toxins, whether they're pesticides, heavy metals, old drugs that you haven't completely
viruses,
digested,
bacteria.
viruses, right, that it's not working correctly. But another thing that's important in the liver too is if a liver has too much fat in it, it's not processing properly. So for any of you who've ever heard of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, that would be a liver with too much fat, and the liver is no longer able to process and detoxify your body.
And in that case, you would go no fat, plant-based.
Right, to heal that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if your liver backs up with toxins and old drugs and heavy metals and that kind of stuff, and it can no longer process them, all of that stuff gets deposited in other places in your body, which causes breakdown of organs, damage to organs, your brain,
gallbladder,
pancreas, kidneys,
heart,
gut. Yeah. So a liver can be a problem too. You all right? He got upset.
Yeah.
Anyway, viruses, and while I don't know specific viruses linked with autism, they are linked with strep and other bacteria in your gut. Now, if you think about a damaged gut, not processing your food correctly, there are viruses in foods. So think about that. Your gut isn't processing correctly, so the viruses get through holes and damage in your gut and directly into your bloodstream without being processed out. Now, that is scary. So those are the main injuries. I'll recap those real quick. Heavy metals, gut damage, strep, a strep infection, an overtoxified liver, or dysfunctional liver in this case, and viruses, viral infections. Now, those are the main things. Now, but there are healing mechanisms in your body. Now, if we want to talk about, for instance, strep and viruses, your immune system. But if your immune system, most of it is located in your gut for good reason, but your gut doesn't work properly, then it's going to be easy to get a viral and bacterial infection that affects behavior, makes you sick all the time, and generally just depresses you. You know, because when you get sick for a long time, you get depressed. You know that. I know that. All of you folks out there who've been chronically ill know that. So, hey, we've got 6 watchers, 5 watchers. But healing mechanisms in the body. Immune system is one, right? Which is why you have to have a healthy gut and a healthy liver. Another thing, and I'm going to mention 4 other specific ones, DNA repair. Did you know that DNA repairs itself? If a section of DNA gets mutated, DNA polymerase, which is an enzyme is basically a tool made out of proteins, goes along, cuts out the damaged or mutated DNA and replaces it with the correct sequence. Does that all the time. I remember my genetics teacher telling us that DNA polymerase, the enzyme, it's one type of DNA polymerase, makes only 1 error in 3 billion nucleotides. That is very good error correction.
And medical medium says we blame genes for a lot, but genes really don't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, not really. Because if the genes don't have a good environment to thrive, thrive in, right? Thrive in. If genes don't have a good environment to thrive in, they're not going to work properly. They're not going to express properly. They're not going to build what you need properly.
Well, if the liver can't do what it needs to make the genes be the way they're supposed to be, that's why they get messed up.
Well, the liver, it gets toxified.
Mm-hmm.
Then
it's too busy.
Then the genes, right? Then the genes themselves just don't have a good environment to thrive in. So DNA repairs itself. That's one way the body heals itself.
And I just want to say, autoimmune diseases are often blamed on genes when it's actually your liver it's got too many viruses or bacteria in it.
All right, that's the medical medium side.
That's what medical medium says.
Now, we've all gotten cuts, all right? So what happens when a cut heals? Well, you put a Band-Aid on it. That at least brings the little, the two separated parts of the cut together, the skin, right? But then there's something called granulation tissue, which pops up between the cut and stitches it together while the two edges of the cut are close together, been close to get closed by a Band-Aid or a bandage. Granulation tissue is the body's mechanism for stitching together a wound, right? See, there's another way the body heals itself, all right? Here's another way. How do cells get replaced? All right, there's actually a couple of ways, and I'm going to talk about those two ways now. One is mitosis. That's where one cell splits into two. It just divides. And the second cell is almost an exact copy of the first cell. So you replace cells. Cells can replace themselves. They can replace their neighbors by one cell just dividing into two. That's mitosis. Or another term for it is binary fission. Well, I won't get any more technical than that, but that's
Remember,
how cells
it
replace
is
themselves.
11 o'clock at night.
It is. Okay, the other way that cells replace themselves is this, stem cells, right? I imagine most people have heard the word stem cells. Well, here's what stem cells are. Stem cells are basically, and I'm oversimplifying this a little bit, are blank cells. They don't have a job yet. I don't know if anybody can see me because I can't see
They can see you.
Okay. Stem cells are basically blank cells that haven't been programmed for a job, right? So stem cells can be taken to any part of the body and then be told by the cells around them, hey, you're going to be a bone cell, or hey, you're going to be a blood cell, or hey, you're going to be a skin cell, or hey, you're going to be a muscle cell. That's another way that cells get replaced. But stem cells have to divide through mitosis to become a cell. But then they get programmed to become a specific job. That's another way. See, your body has all kinds of ways to heal. I mean, it really does.
It wants to heal.
Yes, it does. It definitely wants to heal. And if you provide it with the right building blocks in the sense of good food, right? Like raw veggies, raw fruits, that kind of stuff, you get the proteins and the fats that you need from all of those. So through those healthy foods, healthy whole foods, your body will repair itself on its own.
We've seen it happen.
Yep. I've done it. She's done it. We know all other kinds of people who've done it.
I was shocked when we started the medical medium diet and I felt better in one day.
Mm-hmm.
One day.
See what I mean?
My body was so happy. Of course, I detoxed. And it was, we both were sick for a little bit.
Yeah, for a few months.
Because we were going too fast.
And we slowed down, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But your body wants to heal itself. Now, you know what the benefit of your body wanting to heal itself is? All right, for those of you who deal with autism in your lives, right? It's a life of no IEPs. It's a life of no meltdowns, right? It's a life of friends. Just your child naturally making friends on their own. How do I know? It happened to me. And I'm a 50-year-old adult. It happens to kids too. And I know lots of kids who have healed well enough to be able to make friends at school naturally, right? That's awesome. Poor personal hygiene will be gone. You won't be worried day and night about how autism is continuing to affect your life, right? That is the payoff for healing. Let's see, anything else? Oh, see, all of that's gone. All that negative stuff about autism is gone. But the positive stuff is still there.
But it's not easy to do this. It is simple, but it requires a lot of chutzpah.
Well, as one of our favorite authors used to say, the method is simple, but doing it is hard. Only because, well...
The method is simple, but it's not easy.
That's it. There you go. See, I have to have her around to remember that kind of stuff. So,
it's not easy.
But, well, I don't know where I was. I wrote where I was doing right. Oh, here it is. Right here. That's because my hand was over it. But anyway, the body wants to heal itself. And if it has good food, right, whole natural foods, fresh veggies and fresh fruits, right? The reason I don't say meats is because meats do contain a lot of viruses and bacteria. Now, fruits and whole fruits and stuff like that can too. That's why you wash them.
But it's also a lot more fat than anything.
It is. But here's the thing about whole fruits and whole veggies. I've noticed on the medical medium diet, if I've had too much oil, too much fat, or if I had a little bit too much meat or something because I wandered away from the diet and I get inflamed, I can have, if I have a good bit of fruit, like 2 or 3 bananas and a couple of oranges, that raw fruit takes away the inflammation.
If you don't go back to the meat.
Right, as long as you don't go back to the meat. But the thing is, it does take away the inflammation. It's happened for me, it's happened for her.
I don't eat meat, though.
She doesn't. So,
ever.
She is incredibly
I totally
disciplined.
stopped.
Yeah, I'm glad I got her because I always try to be like her. That ain't gonna happen, but I always try to be like her. So anyway, but your body does want to heal itself, and your kids' bodies with autism, they want to heal themselves too. The body will just naturally do it as long as it's got the right fuel to do it.
And the fuel is celery juice first thing in the morning. Don't ingest anything for 20 minutes. Heavy metal detox smoothie. Without these 2 things, you're definitely not going to get rid of autism. And many other things.
I know the celery juice sounds unusual, but the truth is the celery juice really helps the stomach acid. And the stomach acid is first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. Mm-hmm. It is, because when your stomach acid is at the right concentration, most of you know stomach acid is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is one of the most corrosive substances there is. But your stomach acid, if it's at the right concentration, that's your first line of immunity. Mm-hmm. And so add starting tonight.
Tomorrow.
Oh, why not? Well, you can do it tonight, I guess. But at least tomorrow. Start with the celery juice first, wait 20 minutes, and do the HMDS smoothie.
And if all you have is a blender, you can blend the celery and squeeze it through cheesecloth.
Yeah, exactly. Or strain it through a colander or something.
Yeah, because it's different to have the juice than to actually eat it. Than
right.
to eat the celery.
Right. Because it frees up the vitamins and the minerals and,
and the acid
salts. And all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mineral salts.
So anyway, be back here tomorrow.
We're going to talk about what autism is.
Exactly.
Yes,
what autism is, and we're going to go through the symptoms that I had to heal that I call autism.
Yes.
Right? And we'll talk about that, not in depth, but in just enough detail so that you guys understand.
And then we'll go into the depth later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys.
Thanks. Okay, have a good sleep.
See you tomorrow.